Hey folks, this is Brian, day 2 of Chaosium Con. I did a run today. It was in the middle of the day at the 2 p.m. I ran out of the storm again, and this time most of the scenario went, normal stuff, right? The party ended up losing all 3 times. Yeah, all 3 times to the other team. Um, but they seemed to have a good time. And then, of course, the storm, the sky bowl hit, and Accorda asked, "Hey, can you guys help us with the investigate what's going on up there?" And so they all run up, and Vostor made it the whole way. Yanyath, no, Vasana made it up the round later, and Yanyath made it 2 turns later. The other team had 2 that made it up with Vostor, and then 1 with Yanyath and 1 with Vasana. So they're all kind of staggered up, right? So they get to the top. Vostor moves forward, trying to get some of the harpies off of the bull. The other team's big dumb fighter, great ass guy, goes and does the same at the back end. Vostor makes his air rune so the bull does not attack him, thankfully. And then just as Vasana and one of the other team members gets to the top of the tower, the now 3 harpies roll an +1 to pull the bull off the tower. It falls 12 meters, 4d6 damage. Killed it. Abdon went to -8. It only had 5 hit points left. Oh, it was horrible. That's the first time. And in fact, I was in shock. Just got there and going, wow. In fact, I had 2 of the NPCs just kind of look over the edge going, oh. My goodness. So they rush back down. A couple people do fall on the way down again. But they get out there. By then the harpies are gone. Their job is done. The sky bull is dead. And there is nothing they can do to save the sky bull. They don't have the magic points and the healing to do much of anything at this point. So first time I had that happen in a game. The first game I played in, though, was Jeff's. Jeff runs RuneQuest, and he actually was running a play test of sorts of the hero questing rules that they're working on. So we got a taste of that. I got some pictures of the hero plane maps that Greg had made that Jeff had copies of, and he actually made hero plane character sheets for the NPC for the PCs. So once we had transitioned to the hero plane, we just had runes, rune magic. Solara, who I played, had access to her sorcery, and runes, rune magic, and then there were 2 hero points: mastery rune, and 2 hero plane techniques. I think they should have called it something else because sorcery has techniques. There may be initially some kind of confusion. What do you mean by this? Change and challenge were the 2 that Solara had. But their own rules for those kinds of things on things you can do in the hero plane. You can challenge someone to get by or bypass or whatever. And then the way that Jeff ran the resistance roll table, which is similar to what I do, is just that the players roll dice, right? Don't roll against them, kind of thing. So the player figures out all their stuff, and then Jeff adjusts that by what the matrix would say. Which, like I said, I do that with my home game, so I understand that completely. And it worked out. Although you're trying to figure out, okay, I've got a charisma of 32 now because of magic, that should be this huge percentage, but because of the other side, it's brought down to something reasonable, right? So it was kind of interesting. And we ran into the Rainbow Daughter? No, Rainbow Guardian. Well, a goddess of the rainbow. And convinced her, excuse me, convinced her to create a rainbow bridge for us because we're trying to make shortcuts to get ahead of what we're trying to do. We're trying to stop the red goddess from destroying Orlanth's heart, kind of thing, thrown into the void. So we want to get in front of her. So we asked the rainbow goddess to create a rainbow bridge for us to get us through someplace to get us a shortcut. And we end up running into the white moon goddess and the blue moon goddess. And it's kind of funny because Vasana, who hates the Lunar Empire, but has the moon rune, is getting all this frustration going on. And we convinced the white moon goddess. That's where this 32 charisma stuff came up, right? Because Yanioth cast charisma on both her and Vasana, life and death. If you know anything about the blue moon, I know almost nothing. That's that conflict kind of thing. She's live and dead, and so we tried to present that kind of thing. But convinced her to help us go and stop her sister from doing this thing. So she sends bats, and bats take us down to hell. And Harmast and Solara go and intervene. Is that the right word? Go and interact with the guardians of the pit, who are keeping the void at bay, and convince Humocht to not allow the red goddess to throw Orlanth's heart into the void, because Orlanth's heart belongs on this side of the pit, not the other side. And he's a guardian of barriers, and so he agrees to that from what we did. And then Vasana and Yanioth interact with the red goddess on doing negotiating for the return of Orlanth's heart, and that all worked out as well. It was really a really cool mechanic, and I really liked it. In fact, I know of a place that I can actually apply parts of this in my game for something I know is going to be coming up, so that'd be fun to play with my guys. And then the last game I had, which the last game I just finished, was Cthulhu. Actually, Down Darker Trails is what it was. It was called Cthulhu game. The Croker Estate. Again, Down Darker Trails with a cowboy kind of theme, and it was a very interesting scenario. But when I do Cthulhu, I've run some Down Darker Trails before, and it just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know, but that's just the way things are. But we all ended up dying. That happens sometimes, right? So that's it for me. Day 2 of Chaosium Con. In the morning, I'll be heading home. Happy gaming. I am trying to upload the mythology seminar that Jeff and David Larkin and Jason? Shoot, I forgot his name, sorry. We're on. But I captured it on my iPhone, and it's been trying to upload almost all day. I'm at like 14%. So we'll see how that works out. I'm doing this on my laptop, so this will get uploaded soon. I also audio recorded Jeff's game. I'm going to reach out to him to get permission to actually publish that. But I may see if I can't get some audio editing software kind of stuff, because there's a lot of, Jeff wears many hats, and so there's lots of stuff that happened during the game where I just, cut all that stuff out. and some family things and stuff happening too that don't need to be published with the game, right? So we'll see if I can get that out. Let you guys hear a little bit about that game as well. Happy gaming.